What's going on, everyone? It's Rifle here, and thanks for checking out this video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you guys some details that we recently got from a live stream by Bungie. I'm going to be showing you guys what the new biggest public event so far in Destiny 2 is going to look like. Also, what the dark future looks like by going into the Infinite Forest and going to that time zone. Not to mention some new loot and how the forging process is going to work, and much more. So just sit back, relax, and I hope you guys end up enjoying this info. So, first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at this new big public event that was recently revealed. This is by far the biggest and longest public event that we have so far in Destiny 2, and it is absolutely insane. It looks like a lot of fun, not to mention more rewards come from doing this. And they turned this public event into a heroic event. You will notice at the end it does say heroic event completed. So from that we can learn now how to turn this public event into a heroic event, which, you know, is good because it lets more players know how to already do this before the Curse of Osiris even releases. Now people won't be confused as much when doing it. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into how to actually do this. So once this public event ends up beginning, the center of this area will open up, as you can see here. And it was mentioned this is supposed to make it seem more machine-like since the Vex has taken over Mercury pretty much. Before the Vex took over Mercury, it was garden-like. I'm definitely interested in seeing what the far past looks like here. We only got to see what the far future looks like, and let's just say it looks dark and gloomy like we were expecting. But anyways, once the center ends up opening, you're going to have to take on these gatekeepers, and these will essentially drop keys for you to progress through this public event. And while you're doing this public event, you're going to have to travel from one place to another place, and to another place to another place. Let's just say there's a lot of traveling within this. Like I said, it is the longest one. So that's definitely to be expected. But you can like switch it up and maybe plan out how you're going to do this event, such as have some people on the other side and other people taking on, you know, the first side you gotta take on. But anyways, you're gonna have to take these keys and of course dunk them in a certain location. And when you end up doing that on both sides, you'll end up unlocking a lift that'll take you even further outside of the map to another like area of some sort, and you're gonna have to take on the, you know, gatekeeper here. And once you end up taking on the gatekeeper here, it'll of course drop more keys to provide you to progress further into this public event. Once you end up dunking a key on the outside of one area, you're then going to have to go onto the complete opposite side of the center and dunk over there as well by taking out the gatekeeper and getting the key. You're then going to have to go onto the complete opposite side of the center area, and you're going to have to go outside the map once again and take on the gatekeeper, get the key, and dunk that. Then once all that progress is done, once again, you can plan this out with your fire team or with other people that are also doing this public event in this area. But then once you have all that progress done, you're then going to have to meet up in the center and take out some gatekeepers around here. And that's how essentially you'll be able to take on the Vex boss here, which is a giant minotaur. And you'll have to end up dunking the keys on the top platform of this center area. So after a while, it seems like he'll be invincible, and you'll have to just keep repeating the process by dunking the keys to make it not invincible. Either way, definitely a really interesting public event. I have a feeling a lot of people will jump on board with these just because of how much rewards actually come out of this. As you can see, you get 2 chests instead of just 1. So of course, you know, that increases your chances of getting some good loot. Seems like the fire team that did this heroic event though got unlucky and just pretty much got Mercury tokens. And also, not to mention, as soon as they picked up those rewards, we got a quick glimpse of some of the new emotes that we're going to be able to get to express our personalities in game. Next up, I want to show you guys a new forging process that can be done, which, as you can see, by doing side quests, you end up unlocking these lost prophecies. And apparently there are a total of 11 verses that you can get. Deej ended up choosing verse 3 just because it's one of the weapons that we have not seen yet. Anyways, once you get one of the verses, it's going to come with some riddles, and also it'll say what it will require. As you can see, this one reads, "An army meets and stands and falls. 3 nobles wage their hopeless war. In shifting madness, evil crawls. One stands above the battle's roar." So, what you're going to need for this, as you can see, concentrated radiolarian culture and advanced paradox amplifier, which Deej had these already in his inventory, but when he scrolled over them, it actually shows how to get them as well. The advanced paradox amplifier can be required by completing strikes, crucible matches, and heroic adventures on Mercury, which this was spoken briefly in the stream. There are going to be now heroic adventures. You can modify the difficulties to the adventures, and he had said that players can actually do the heroic adventures solo if they are really good. But for the most part, these are going to require fire teams, he had mentioned. But on the upside of that, maybe there's going to be more than just this for some specific loot. Maybe there's going to be some like specific weapons or armor that we can get from the heroic adventures. Kind of like how the old heroic strikes used to be in Destiny 1. Which, speaking of heroic strikes, who knows, maybe we're going to get some specific loot out of those as well. It's not quite mentioned yet, but I'm assuming we're going to be. They're going to have some kind of motive for us to actually grind those strikes. You know what I'm saying? Because we could easily just choose a regular Vanguard strike and continue to play that. What is going to be their motive to get us to play those heroic strikes? If they added in specific loot drops from those strikes, then that would get more players to grind the heck out of it. Anyways, as for the concentrated radiolarian culture, that is required by public event chest. So yeah, you really don't have many options to choose from on getting this. But anyways, yeah, you're just going to want to consume those once you got them to have the prophecy tablet upgraded. And then afterwards, once it is upgraded, you'll just take it to Brother Vance and transmute it. Then that is actually when you are able to forge the weapon. As you can see, the weapon was created here, and it is a secondary hand cannon called Jack Queen King 3. I have to say, it definitely does look really unique, and I'm excited that they're actually adding in this kind of in-game content. You can only start forging these weapons once you have completed the campaign and unlocked the side quest to be able to do. So yeah, and once again, there's going to be 11 different weapons that we can unlock by doing this. And in-game content is the most important piece to Destiny 2 to actually keep it alive. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Deej was scrolling through his inventory to find out where this weapon was, you can see a scout rifle that looks Vex themed. It has the Osiris DLC symbol in the top left corner. So that's a DLC weapon, and also there's a fusion rifle that you can see when he goes to the heavy weapons for a second. And in the secondary slot, you can see a pulse rifle and sidearm and the Vex themed weapon that he got. Just something a little extra in case you guys didn't notice that. There was also mentioned in the stream that there is one mystery inside the area of the lighthouse that can be solved. They didn't really go into major details about that. All they mentioned was enough to let us know that there is a little mystery inside the lighthouse that can be unlocked. So it seems like there's going to be some kind of secret Easter egg inside here. As far as what it is, I have no freaking idea, and neither does anyone else, I'm pretty sure. So anyways, something else that was revealed in the stream was actually traveling through the Infinite Forest, as you can see here. And as most of us know, we already knew that there was going to be randomly generated platforms set up where we could travel through to get to certain areas to travel through time. This scenario, they're playing the adventure called the Up and Up, and they have to travel to the dark future to end up completing this adventure. When traveling through this, they actually encountered multiple different enemies, such as Hive and Fallen. I was thinking it was only going to be Vex related inside here, but no, it turns out that there's, different types of enemies in here. Also, in the dark future, you would think that it would only be Vex related since the Vex has completely taken over, but it appears that that is not true. The developers said that there's going to be multiple different scenarios of playing through the adventure. Maybe one time you'll go against Fallen, the other time you might go against Cabal or Hive. It could switch up each time. The fight going through the Infinite Forest, though, really didn't look all that difficult. They did fight a couple, ultras and whatnot, but for the most part, it seemed like a breeze going through. Anyways, this is what the dark future looks like. As I mentioned before, it looks dark and gloomy, and in this time zone, you're probably going to get to access different parts of Mercury, and of course the lighthouse is going to look destroyed. I don't know, there's going to be a lot of different aspects in the dark future, as well as in the far past, which I can't wait to see. I think in the far past, Mercury's going to look more garden-like and more complete, because that is before the Vex actually came here and, started taking over the place. Can't wait to actually solve some of the new secrets and experience different scannables around this area to find out new lore. But yeah, I don't know if you guys know this as well, but I did mention this in a past video. MMORPG mentioned that we are going to get to travel to Io, Nessus, Titan, and the EDZ and experience different time zones there. So it's definitely interesting to think about what those places are going to look like before the war actually took place at those areas. The far past just seems way more interesting to me than, you know, the far future. But either way, they're both pretty sweet. Anyways, yeah, that's about wrapping up this video, everybody. I'm going to let you guys know real quick that my console giveaway is still going on. I decided to share this at the end of the video because, I don't know, I think you guys are getting annoyed at me for saying it at the very beginning all the time. In case you guys don't know how to participate in this giveaway, though, all you have to do is simply leave a like on the video to show some support. That's basically just a thank you to me for giving something like this away. Subscribe if you haven't and click that bell, and also comment your thoughts about this video. The winner will get to choose from 3 different consoles out of a Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, or a PS4. Once again, there's only going to be one winner, so good luck everybody that's actually participating in this, and thanks so much for the actual support that you are giving me from doing this giveaway, because of course it is something pretty expensive that I'm just giving away. I'm out of here though. Thanks for taking the time to watch and listen. Peace.